Good evening. Welcome to a scene for the living world of darkness. Mage from the ashes. I think I got that right finally. We're going to focus this scene on the roof of the chantry, where there's table and a bunch of there's chairs, and evidently there's also a greenhouse up there where Grace has been spending much of her day for the last week because she's trying to kind of figure out what the hell to do with her life. The one thing that seems to be kind of stable in it is these plants of hers, one of which is a bit more grown than the others. But the rest are probably starting to sprout a bit at this point, especially under her care. And that's where we're going to start this at, I guess, with Grace. After the earlier thing with the library, she's kind of trying to let everything, well, the library and the stone and the portal and everything, she's kind of trying to bring focus, a little bit more focus back in. And she is, attempting to care for her plants, basically. She's, looking over them and pondering what else she should be planting, what else would be usable, etc. And yeah, that's where I'll kind of pause her to let somebody else enter, hopefully.
And Bento is at the roof, at the corner, trying to make some hybrids with plants that may, under his research, that may improve his powers through magic, and that can make it more some kind of hallucinogen and another mixes that can help through the ayahuasca rituals, where he can find his best ways to manipulate the spheres he works with. And yeah, probably he's working around and seeing what Grace is doing. And he looks the way she's very focused on doing her planting and gardening. And
I mean, if you're near her, it's not like she's going to ignore you.
No, Bento is a very empathetic guy, so he can work along, can do well. So he approaches Grace and asks, "Hey, Grace, what's going on? Are you having fun with plants?"
She's going to look a little startled. Because I'm guessing, or are you... You did just say her name, and she's never met you, right?
Yeah, but he was told who lives in the chantry.
I actually got here after you did. So that means that probably her name wouldn't have been in the list, unless you've had that discussion afterwards.
Pardon?
Her awakening was after yours. So it depends when you were told this list, whether she would have been on the list or not.
Oh, see. Well, I think he's one of the last people who got into the chantry.
And I'm the one right after you. Because my character wasn't approved till after yours. I watched yours happen.
All right. Okay. So maybe it may work otherwise. Maybe we approach them. Well, anyways, Bento approaches you and asks, "Hey, do you like plants too?"
Yeah, she looks a little startled, and then sort of slowly turns, and Yeah, I mean, the one thing you would notice about the plants that she's caring for is that, I mean, some of them are barely more than sprouts, but they are, everything is very green and healthy. Um, one is bigger than the others, but it's also still pretty. I mean, it's all very, it all looks really healthy if that's something you would pay attention to. Um, but yeah, and she'll just kind of, hi, um, I'm sorry, I haven't seen you before.
I guess not. I am kind of lost between the plants, as there's some people that like. Have you ever met Nausicaa?
Yes, I
Yeah,
have.
yeah. Sometimes I can't really relate to her, and then I go back to my gardening and my dealing with plants, and so I stay here quite a while, and I'm I'm always trying to helping each other, but we're having some harsh times, which I couldn't really be part with, but I'm try to help everybody around here. I'm kind of supportive guy here.
Well, and she'll hold out a hand. I'm Grace.
Hey Grace, nice to meet you. I'm Bento. I'm I'm from Brazil, and these guys here in the chantry are guys who helped me to escape from Brazil once I arrived in New York, and these guys are amazing. I owe them so much, even they don't recognize it, but I owe them. Yeah,
No, I get it. After after going through that, yeah, it's all weird. I just did too. I don't know how I haven't seen you around. I've only run into Elijah up here so far.
yeah, but I think you can feel home here. Everybody is looking after each other, even they don't look like that, but they do, and I think we'll be very safe here. Uh,
That's the hope.
yeah, that's a lot of things going on out of here that people want to kill us. I flee from Brazil on this situation, and I'm still hiding out here. I didn't go out very often. I just stay here around my plants where I feel safe and try to help everyone else who needs some healing, who needs some supportive action. Yeah, that's how I have been lately.
And yeah, at that point, the door to the garden on the roof opens, and first thing that bolts out is this little pup, um, like this dog, Paris, who seems very happy that he's able to get out. And not far behind the dog, there is Ava actually carrying a tray and looking behind her to see what's keeping Nausicaa as she puts the tray with like a thermos flask of coffee and tea on the table and puts the cups there and like I don't know, probably like a can with cookies or something.
Nausicaa is coming up behind, and she is taking her time because she's balancing about 5 different Chinese food trays, kind of one on top of the other. And just making her way gradually up the stairs, trying not to hurt any, trying not to spill anything. A look of utter concentration on her face.
Bento looks at the door and the people coming out, and he notices that Nausicaa is coming, and he yells, "Hey, Nausicaa! Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Taking some breath in the air, um, taking some time off your studies, joining us in the nature."
Nausicaa looks out from behind the pile of food and kind of just like puts it down on the table. I'm here.
Ava grins.
And she scowls at Ava. Ava has asked me to eat with you guys. I'm not here to enjoy nature. I had quite enough of that earlier.
Nature enjoys you, Nausicaa.
Scowl.
Actually, I think especially for Benta and for Grace, Ava looks kind of more happy today than you've seen her like before. Yeah, but she'll kind of like, she doesn't shout over, but she raises her voice slightly. She says, "I brought tea and coffee and cookies if you like. Like, here in the States, they have this stuff that's called, I mean, of course it's called, but it's like cookie dough, but you buy it in the supermarkets. You don't actually make it yourself. It's kind of silly, but it's really simple to make fresh cookies with it. So if you guys want coffee or tea."
And Bente goes to his gardening, and he picks a leaf, and he mashes the leaf and tries to make some kind of powder, and he pours on the coffee, and he drinks it, and that's kind of coffee I like. Like the coffee here in the States, it's it's like it was made with a filter on a old sock, and it's not really coffee. It's like uh, dirty water or something. Now this leaf here makes it feel much better. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Anyone want to try?
Really?
Want to try, Dava?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I would like to try.
There you go. And he put some of these leaves on the Ava's cup. And
What is the leaf?
It's something like a mix of vanilla and some opium.
Okay.
Well,
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, we like to leverage a little far.
I mean, I've got herbalism. One, I don't think that's enough to know that. Christ.
Does that mean we have to roll stamina? Oh boy.
Yeah, it's all a process to make our magic flow much natural, much more mystical. It's wonderful.
God. I mean, I was kind of curious about the super coffee, so she will definitely try some. I'll look up the opium rules when I get back from from smoking my cigarette.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was
Because
gonna
there are actually opium rules in the Mage books. This is a good thing. But shit.
Okay, well, I'm gonna roll my curiosity at this point because I feel that something that
I mean,
it's
that's
a
fair,
plant.
yeah.
It's a plant going into coffee. She's a little questionable about this, but
I set us up a Mage dice roller, so you can just roll that.
yeah, cool.
As Ava's kind of sniffing the coffee and like not necessarily grabbing it just yet, but just letting it cool off just a little, so you don't actually burn your mouth, which will also give me a reason not to roll yet. She'll look at Nausicaa and says, "So, did you hear what happened in the library yet?"
No, I had to go into work.
Okay. So James and Grace and we went into the library after we got through the portal. And there's this. Well, I told you about the entity, right? That hung around in the library.
I've communicated with him, although I haven't been able to see him.
Oh, you have? Okay. Well,
He wrote a message to me in a book.
oh, right. Yes, of course. He did that. Yeah. He is the guardian of the Chantry that got punished for being naughty. And with the leaving of several mages, apparently was forgotten that he wasn't allowed to go out of the library yet without officially being forgiven.
Blank
So,
stare.
yeah, she kind of shrugs. So we gave him back his staff, and we forgave him, and now he is free to once more protect the Chantry.
In what manner?
I guess in a spiritual manner. But he was very eager to go, so I didn't really got that figured out 100%.
Was he a person?
He is a spirit.
What did he do wrong to be punished?
Out of character, I'm not quite sure if I actually know about that, because I did have a conversation with him regarding the fact that he was being punished, but that is like a month or two ago, so I don't actually remember if I know. So I'll look up that scene, and if Ava knows, she will tell it. If she doesn't, then yeah.
Nausicaa, there's so much going on. I think you should try this coffee.
I don't drink coffee. And Nausicaa actually has like a massive can of like Monster Energy, or more accurately, some like cheap knockoff version of like Red Bull. And she's having that with her huge quantities of cheap Chinese food.
Okay.
I never drink coffee. It's bad for you.
Depends. If it's this coffee from New York, yeah, I believe you. But you should try some super coffee or different coffees. They are good for you. Yeah, it sharpen your senses, make you more alert.
Nausicaa looks trepidatiously at the coffee. I don't like the taste. Besides, I heard the caffeine can be bad for your health, and she necks the Monster Energy drink.
I mean, even Ava looks dubious right now. I mean, you say that about caffeine, but have you actually read like the description on that canister? What's in it?
Yeah, it says it has vitamins. And the can does say it has vitamins, because they all do.
It.
I mean,
It
have you
has
looked up what it actually means?
I'm pretty sure Red Bull has some kind of caffeine in it.
Nausicaa just shrugs.
And having looked it up on her phone just that very minute, because I just looked it up on the computer, it definitely has caffeine in it.
I mean, yeah.
This is written on it. It is actually written on the canister of Red Bull, which
Yeah,
I have
completely.
here right now.
Nausicaa, I think you are in a dead end. I think you should drop Red Bull. It has caffeine too. No.
I mean, I think honestly everyone can choose to drink whatever they want, right?
Yep.
Well, if Nausicaa being so logical, I think she's kind of pragmatic. So, well, yeah, I agree with you, but still, Oscar, but not dead end about logical.
I'm quite happy as I am, thank you. Nausicaa looks like she's getting defensive.
Well, let's just, like I said, let everybody drink whatever they want. It's no big deal. And yeah,
Gentle,
She
I'm gonna start
defiantly
sipping the
takes a
coffee.
sip of her yeah, probably called like Da Bomb energy drink or something. It looks horrible.
Let me see. Opiates. Here it is. What kind of roll does it require?
so, what happened with this spirit? Uh, I didn't know we were looking for spirits downstairs.
I don't think we were necessarily looking for a spirit, but somehow it was a spirit in the library
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
that kind of ran the library, really.
Yeah. Bento, have you ever been in the library?
Um, I look at it sometimes, but I think the plants talks more to me than books right now.
It's for the best. You probably would have gotten hit in the head with a book.
Elijah's made plans to talk.
Well, I've spoken with it before. I don't think there's any case of book throwing anymore for a while. As yeah, the spirit is now guarding the chantry again like it's supposed to. I honestly think it just wanted the attention so that it could explain what has happened. She takes another sip and just kind of like drinks a few. It does actually taste good. It's interesting.
Isn't it? He nods.
Yeah.
But he nods. Yeah.
How long does it take before you have to roll stamina
I
on
don't know.
opium?
I'll just roll when once she has finished the cup.
I'm
I'll
just saying
roll.
I'm gonna say it's gonna work for the both of you that are drinking this stuff.
Oh boy. And but yeah, now he's actually the library has expanded now. Now that he's back in his place. So the library has become bigger, and as Ava kind of whips out her library card and shows it to Nausicaa, and on the back it says full access.
Yeah, there are
His
books
eyes
about tradition.
light up.
Yeah, there are now books down there for like traditions and magic that weren't there before.
Her eyes light up, and it looks like she wants to go there right now.
I
And
think it would be the
we can
same on
borrow.
your card as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and we could borrow books from there now, like take them, like up to our room or something.
Yeah.
Today was an eventful day then.
Definitely.
The
Yeah.
library opening seems much more practical than having access to a desolate mountain ruin.
I love that mountain ruin.
It was
Why?
very pretty.
How is pretty help us?
Well, some of us connect to nature a bit more than you do.
There wasn't much nature up there. It was a desolate mountain with a ruin.
There was water and plants and all kinds of things. Yes, it was winter, but it's winter here too.
The city has water and plants. I don't understand the distinction.
I mean, I think that place is not part of the world as we know it. I think it's something deeper than that or further than that. Not exactly sure what it is, though.
We shouldn't go back there until we understand where it is and we've researched it
I
properly.
mean, the only way we can research it is by being there.
We could ask Lee, or Boris, or Tasha, or the spirit guardian person.
I mean, if they knew, don't you think they've already told us?
No.
Yeah.
They know
Yeah,
lots of things they haven't told us.
She finishes her coffee. I'm just gonna see what's gonna happen. Wow, acing this one.
Yeah, I told you. This coffee's...
Let me see.
But I'm kind of intrigued about these flying books. I've never seen flying books on their own. Maybe wanna try some different herbs, perhaps.
I don't think it's going to do that anymore.
No, I don't think so either.
Oh,
As long as you take care of the books, you should be fine.
but I think we should take a look again.
At what? What are we supposed to look at again?
I think we should go to the library. See what's going on. I'm kind of intrigued about what happened over there. Is Tasha okay with it?
Just let me get this soil off my hands, but sure.
What do you think, Nausicaa and Ava?
Let's go to
Library
Shrugs.
again.
Sure. I would like to finish eating first, though. Out of character, the only problem is we need an ST to really speak to the spirit. I guess we can walk around the library, but
Yeah. I mean, we can go in there, but it's just going to be books and stuff.
I mean, if you want to, I can see if Lupo is around.
I messaged him earlier and he didn't respond.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He had said he was going to go rest for a bit, and then if he
Yeah,
was still awake,
true.
then run a scene, and he hasn't shown back up yet. So he's probably sleeping.
Probably, yeah.
Crazy talk how people need to sleep.
So, Ava, were you given a test by the Hermetics to join?
She blinks a few times. Yeah.
Me as well.
Oh, yeah. What did it,
They have asked me to join a subsect called House Fortunae. They informed me that they are the financial arm who specialize in probability. It seemed apt. I can understand why they took an interest in me.
Uh-huh. Definitely. Cool.
Are you going to do that?
I am. They've given me a task. They have identified a brokerage on Wall Street they believe to be run by a technocratic union. It's my job to destroy it.
How do you plan to do that?
I'm not sure. First, I'll collect information on them. And then the two obvious things seem to be either either ruin their fortune, that somehow manipulate the market so that their investments lose the money in a significant way, or have them accused and impeached for insider trading, if I could bait them into that somehow. Then their investors would pull their investments. And yeah, she kind of looks around, see if anyone has any recognition.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say recognition about what?
About her wittering on about Wall Street terminology and stuff.
I mean, Grace looks like she understands, but like she doesn't really seem to have any ideas to help you. She understands what you're saying, though.
Has Arthur been affected by the opium?
I mean,
How does
yeah.
she look?
She's probably staring into like a bit in front of her. It's like the conversation goes a little past her.
Nausicaa just looks at her and kind of cocks her head, doesn't really say anything. She just assumed she was being boring.
When has Alva ever given you the feeling that you're being boring?
Now, apparently.
Now, apparently, yeah.
What task were you given?
Huh?
You said you were given a task by them to join. What was it?
Yeah. I don't know yet.
You don't know what the task was that you've been given?
No. I have to translate it first.
Oh. Well, that makes sense.
Right.
Well, good luck to both of you. If it's what you want, I hope you get it.
Yeah. I hope so too. So, how are you gonna do your task again, Nausicaa?
Nausicaa pauses with a big fork full of spicy fried ribs going into her mouth. And I just told you, weren't you listening?
It must have slipped my mind. Could you tell me again?
Sure.
Okay.
There is a brokerage on Wall Street newly opened that members of House Fortuné believe to be run by the Technocratic Union. It is my job to destroy it.
You should be really careful with that.
I will be careful. I'm always careful.
Good. Well, you never can be too careful.
I'm the most careful person here.
Yeah, and I'm saying that you can never be too careful.
Well, I have to make some kind of judgment on my level of subtlety. Otherwise, I won't do anything at all.
No, I agree. You should definitely do something. That's good. But just be careful.
That was a lot of uses of the word careful.
It was, wasn't it? Huh.
Yes. Yes, it was. I'm rather impressed.
I'm not, although vocabulary is not something to be impressed with. Alva has a very good working vocabulary of English. She should be more creative.
Well, then I would say, what's your step with every step you take?
Every move you make.
You know,
I know this song, you guys.
Song?
Obviously, Bento is feeling happy under some influence.
I wonder if the police would be part of the technocracy because their lyrics do seem to. Someone kind of stares up to the sky and she's like actually pretty like seems to be pretty well thinking about like these lyrics and how they apply to the technocracy and it's like, oh, that could
And
be a
Grace
thing,
is
you
sitting
know?
there. Grace is finding the two of you kind of hilarious at this point. She made a
I
terrible joke, and it just became a whole conversation.
I think many people, many operatives may be working within the NYPD, but I don't think all of them. I met with the policeman the other day.
Oh. Who's Sting?
Does he live here?
I don't understand. He wasn't called Officer Sting. Do you know a policeman called Officer Sting?
No, I don't. Hmm.
You're not making any sense, Ava.
Neither are you.
I always make sense.
Now not really. I mean, I was talking about the police, and
So
as
was
far
I.
as I know, there are no officers in the police.
Grace is kind of watching, in particular, Nausicaa at this point with a big grin on her face. She's trying to decide if she should try to explain this or not.
Nausicaa just looks thoroughly confused and kind of angry.
Alpha looks dead serious. Like, yeah.
Grace, at this point, because she's realized kind of what's happening here, and she finds it hilarious, but there's no point in people getting angry. So she will look to Nausicaa and say, when she said some words, then I added some other words, and it was lyrics to a song called Every Breath You Take by a group called The Police. So when she was talking about the police, she wasn't talking about a policeman. She was talking about a band called The Police who had a lead singer called Sting.
The NYPD has a band?
I wish. If they do, please tell me and I will go to a concert.
You're not making any sense. I doubt they have a band. They have a job to do.
Right now.
No, it is a band called The Police. They are not associated with any police whatsoever.
Then why have they called themselves that? It seems confusing.
Well, you'll have to talk to them about that. I don't know why they called themselves that.
You know?
Do you know them?
I do not.
Is actually kind of confusing. Yeah. I never thought of it that way. Thank you, Nausicaa.
Bento approaches Ava, and whispers, "Do you have a mobile phone? We need to show this song."
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah, here. As she hands over her her cell phone.
And Bento,
Yeah, Grace will just be like, yeah, look it up.
And Bento searches on YouTube about a video clip of the police song and plays it to Nausicaa.
Nausicaa listens to the song. They're not singing about the
Carter,
police at
anybody
all.
has can play this song right now to make the mood?
It's okay, we get it. I think we know the song.
No, they're not singing about the police, it's true, but if you would interpret it like the song the lyrics, they're about
Are they
stalker.
pretending to be police?
No, I don't think so. I'm
I don't
pretty
know
sure they were
why
trying to be rebellious, I think.
That might be a thing. But the lyrics talk about a stalker, or at least that's what they say to like the broad audience. The technocracy is pretty much stalking us, so it could be a hidden message.
You think Sting's in the technocracy?
It could be.
The Stingonocracy.
Did you just say what's the technocracy?
Stingonocracy.
Oh.
I mean, just looks thoroughly confused.
Maybe, but I don't think that was the implication meant, Nausicaa. it was all kind of a really big, I don't know, some sort of clusterfuck kind of joke.
It was a joke?
There was a lot of joking and twisting words, yes.
I learned a joke. You want to hear it?
Absolutely.
Nosria gets a crumpled piece of paper from her pocket. That's the weed talking again. And just looked completely deadpan. Julie told me it. But she said I should say it. I don't understand it really.
I think it needs some more context.
I think it's a reference to her drug addiction. I don't think that's something I should be making light of.
Well, what do you think you should make light of?
Nothing.
Then maybe joking isn't for you.
That's what I've been saying all along. And Nosria just nods at Grace, like Grace understands her.
Grace wants to pat her head right now.
Oh dear.
But anyway, I did meet a real policeman, not a member of a rebellious band. He was one that you met, Ava.
Oh.
The
Clay.
one that harassed you and tried to accuse you of jaywalking.
He didn't well, he did sort of harass me.
Either way, I made a donation to the NYPD and got a meeting with him. And she brings out a card from her wallet that's a membership of the Friends of the NYPD Association, which is a real thing.
Ava stares at Nausicaa and then kind of shoves her cup to Bento. Could I have some more coffee, please? I feel I need it for this story.
Yeah, the stinginocracy is stinging us. Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
I go in the back, pick some more leaves, and mash it again, and pour on coffee. There we go, Ava.
Thanks. She starts blowing on it again to cool it off. So, tell me, what did you
Well, you told me
discuss with him?
you told me he was a creature, right? A monster. When you perceived his.
Uh-huh.
So I had a private meeting with him, and I told him that I knew the location of his family and home.
You
And
did
then-
what? Why would
What?
you?
Wait,
Threaten-
why?
Because I read how to blackmail someone online. You have to
Why
have leverage.
Why would you ask him for that information, not just get it if you're going to do that?
I didn't ask him.
Oh.
I took it from his phone.
Not Nausicaa, you can't just go blackmailing a cop. Especially not a monster cop.
I did.
Wait, why is he a
So
monster?
I think
When I look at him with my magic on, I see a monster.
But anyway, he seemed civilized, and he told me that there were others in the city. And I remembered the occasion when one of them beat you up in the alleyway. And I said that if an incident like this was to happen again, that we could go to him, and it could be sorted out, so we would not have to retaliate.
Nausicaa, the technocracy, their black suits, they look civilized. They seem civilized. Until they have you in their torture chamber things. That's not being careful. Why would you do such a thing? That's extremely dangerous. What if something had happened to you?
I told him that people knew I was there, and he...
You think they give something about that?
I don't know. His superiors were downstairs. If he had killed me, they would have likely found out.
If he is a monster, he could have killed them as well, easy peasy.
I don't see why a monster would pretend to be a policeman to simply throw that all away.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why strange people do strange things. Look at the technocrats. They do a lot of things that I don't understand.
I was only trying to
You
protect
didn't
people
tell
here.
anyone. Who did you tell? Did you tell me? Did you tell Caleb? Did you tell James? Did you tell Grace? Did you tell anyone?
Did you tell them when you left?
That's a different situation.
How?
How? I didn't go out deliberately trying to find danger.
I wasn't trying to find danger.
You were trying to find a monster. How's that not danger?
I was trying to find a monster so that we would be in less danger.
It's stupid.
Not stupid.
It's careless. It's dangerous. You don't do that kind of shit, and you shouldn't do that stuff. And you promised that you would stay away from my stuff, and you go again.
He's not a friend of yours.
No, that makes it worse.
In what way?
There's a friend I can explain to. This guy I cannot.
No, because you don't have to talk to him again. Because he thinks you're a wanted criminal.
I don't. Why is it okay for you to go out and do things by yourself without anyone here being informed? Going into a potentially dangerous situation where the rest of us all have to sit tight and let you do all the work?
In what way were you assisted?
I haven't done anything, Nausicaa. Because I'm being told that I'm being stupid when I go out alone. Because you think I'm stupid, and Caleb thinks I'm stupid.
I don't think you're stupid.
Yeah, you do. You do, Nausicaa. And it's fine. I don't mind. But
I do mind.
if
You're
you
incorrect. I don't think you're stupid.
if you set rules for people, then follow them yourself as well.
Nausicaa just kind of cocks ahead. I'm not sure what rule I broke.
The one where you're not supposed to go after danger by yourself without informing us or at least discussing it. Isn't James the one to lead outside missions, or at least to be aware of them? Isn't Caleb the one for defense of this chantry?
You're right. I should go tell James.
And I'm your friend. Why didn't you come to me?
I don't understand why you're making it. This is important to you. I'm okay.
Yeah, but it could have been different.
But it wasn't.
But it could have been.
Bento interrupts and says, Ava, she's fine. Nothing happened. She's right here, fine. I think she understood your point, but there's no need to be overword after something that didn't happen. She's already knew the danger she was in. She was safe now. I think it's all okay.
Well, maybe you should tell her that too when someone else goes out. She kind of like, just drinks half the cup of coffee.
Yeah, Ava, yeah, drink this, and I think you'll feel much chill more and relax. Everything's okay for now. Don't need to be worried about something that didn't happen.
Nausicaa was genuinely like confused. Like she really can't yeah, she doesn't really understand why I was upset. She's not empathizing very well. And for the record, Alva's completely right. Nausicaa flipped out when she did this.
Alva kind of looks at Nausicaa and sees that look that she knows when Nausicaa doesn't understand what she's going on about, and she sighs and drinks up the rest of the cup of coffee and places the cup back on the table.
If you would prefer, I won't meet with him again and without telling you. Or James.
I would prefer if you would make sure that someone knows when you're doing something potentially dangerous.
Define potentially dangerous.
When you're going out to meet someone of who you know is not just simply a human, who is more than that, and you knew. Because I told you.
I did know. That was why I went. If he was a simple police officer, I would have probably just... I don't know. I will admit I do regret something, though. I used my personal email for the donation, and now every day they are sending me funding requests.
We all regret junk emails.
Enlarge our magic, something.
I mean, all these great powers we're supposed to have, and you still get junk email.
Yeah. I should consider doing something about that, but
I think you would help the whole world if you figured out how to resolve that problem.
I don't want to help the world.
Well, that would simply be an extra, like that would be a side effect of what you did.
It could
Figure
be
out how to resolve yours.
venture, though. You're right.
Hmm?
It could be profitable.
She blinks because that wasn't at all what she was thinking, but then she'll nod because it's true. Yes. All the things you do, obviously for benefit. I know that.
Also, the person knows. He's called Captain Clay. He's aware that I know where his family lives. And he doesn't know that I will be unable to really do anything about that.
It's still not a really good idea to bring up someone's family.
I had to show him I had leverage.
So why did you go talk to him?
Because it occurred to me that if we run into them again in a similar manner as to what happened to you, and we fight them, that retaliating against them may not be a good option. So if it happens, we will have an open line of communication.
Okay.
She shrugs. I also tried to ask him if he knew what the police were doing about your case, but he didn't. I think he might be an incompetent.
I don't know. I don't... Like... Maybe he just didn't want to tell you, because that shit is classified. And especially when you're interested in it, you might not want to share it.
I believe we came to some kind of understanding. Although he did say that in the future I should be more careful around their kind. He says they have bad tempers.
Well, they are monsters.
They are.
What kind is that aside from monsters? Should we just assume that all monsters have bad tempers?
I believe Tasha called them werewolves, although that may just be attaching a myth to something else. The way that we may be referred to as wizards, even though we do not particularly fit the stereotype. But I made sure to go to him when it was not a full moon.
Fair enough. I have no idea how that works. I'll be honest, just learned of their existence. Aside from, the obvious movies and stuff.
There are also vampires, goblins, and fairies. We have a goblin working for us at the hedge fund.
A goblin, huh? What what's a goblin? Like a little short dude who works in a bank?
I don't know if they do anything, but her eyes are strange.
Copper.
Well, that is very
He has a good work ethic, though.
Is that why they're working there?
Maybe. But she has proved to be loyal over the issue with the false accusations against Ava. She was perfectly happy to keep a secret.
Right. I think I'm going to go to bed now.
It's not that late.
I'm tired.
Are you angry with me?
No, I'm not.
Good. Also, have you spoken to Nathaniel?
We've texted, yeah.
Good.
Thank you. Right. Well, enjoy your evening, everyone. I shall go and grab Paris. And which, actually, as she walks, she's kind of, yeah, like she's unsteady on her feet. Because opium makes you lose dex, so yeah.
Yeah, Grace will see that and just kind of be like, "You need some help down the stairs or anything?"
No, I'll be fine.
Are you sure? Just drink 2 cups of super coffee.
Yeah, no, I'm fine.
What defines super coffee?
Want some?
No.
Sorry, that was hilarious. What defines it? You want what? That was great.
I would like to know what it is, though.
It's a mix of some tasty leaf and something tasteful for the spirit leaf. So it's the whole package in one super coffee.
She's going to walk over to the plant that you took the leaf from, and she's going to look at this. This is where I'm going to roll, I
It's
suppose.
poppy, right?
Is it a pop? Well, that's what I was just going to roll my herbalism to see if I actually recognized it specifically, just so I can have a backup for it. Or either herbalism or gardening. I have those 2 things. Oddly enough, I don't have any actual specific plant knowledge aside from those 2 things. It's a process.
I think you get opium from the seeds of poppy plants, I think, not the leaf, although I don't know that for sure.
I mean,
Let's see here. I mean, I've just got a success. That's probably all it would really need. It's just a poppy plant. So she'll kind of blink at this and finally realize what the hell that Ava was drinking. And she will kind of stand up and be like, "Why don't you let me carry Paris for you, and I'll make sure you get down there, okay?"
Yeah, sure. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and she'll reach out for the dog, kind of, prop him, because he's a, isn't he like a smaller dog?
Yeah, it's definitely a smaller dog.
Okay, kind of prop him up on one shoulder and then offer an arm out for Ava to use the other arm.
The dog. I hope the dog wasn't all this time chewing some mystical garden.
I don't think it would have.
super fly dog.
Oh God.
A hired dog.
But yeah, like I said, dog on one shoulder, offer an arm out to to Ava to help make sure she has a little extra steady to get down the steps.
Mm-hmm.
Nausicaa just looks at Bento. I've eaten enough. I have some extra here. Would you like it? Lee says this is spicy chicken strips. He says it's made with real chicken extract.
Oh, really?
Oh, Grace is happy to leave now.
He says the extract is the best part of the chicken.
Bento looks at it.
It looks disgusting. It's like the most worst, like filthy Chinese fast food.
Do you have a picture of what it may look?
I can Google.
Bad Chinese food.
Yeah.
Or Google, what does cat meat look like?
Eating cat. I mean, yeah, it looks like Chinese takeaway food, but like not like the authentic good stuff, like the most, yeah, like the cheapest, saltiest, full of preservatives, like half MSG stuff, and Nausicaa literally just eats it day and night.
I think Bento will roll some cooking dice. He has no like he will try to put some herbs to make it look good or smell better.
You can make it look good and smell better, but taste probably not.
Lee cooked it to perfection. You're just ruining it by putting raw leaves on it.
Let me see if I have the proper herbs. Let me roll some shit here.
Oh God.
What could be cooking attributes? Talents or skill or knowledge? Actually, I don't have it.
Cooking. I would say cooking would be it'd be
Under
one
craft?
of them. I would say craft. So probably.
I think it's a secondary skill, but yeah.
It is a secondary skill if you have it, but.
Yeah, but I think it's mental. Yeah. Well, I'm expert on intelligence, creative. I think. Let's see.
Go for it.
Pick something. We're not going to be picky about this.
It's a pretty low risk roll, I think.
Look at that! I took a 9 and an 8. Nausicaa, I have some herbs here. Maybe some. I don't know the name of seasoning herbs in English. Cilantro or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, some cilantro-like leaves, and I mash it, put it on.
Is this straight from your garden?
Yeah, I have the world in gardening right here.
What if an insect has crawled on it? It could have laid its eggs on it.
And I put it on and try it. Yeah, it doesn't really taste that good, but I think those leaves gave some life to it. And Bento kind of feel a little nauseous, and give it back to Nausicaa. Make her try it.
You see Nausicaa, who actually seems to be incredibly adept with like cheap bamboo chopsticks, kind of just looks at the herbs and just picks them all to the side. These grow out of the dirt, right?
Oh, but I blow them to take off the dirt. So it's really...
That doesn't sound very hygienic.
Yeah.
Lee has a whole star for hygiene. I saw it in
think
his
we should
window.
try some dirtiness sometimes. Get more anti car anti what can I say? Your protection against oh my English is getting bad.
Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
Drink more.
Antibodies.
Also, just kind of picks at it and begrudgingly takes a piece of boneless spare rib. It's just absolutely like red. Doesn't look like a piece of meat. It's like a piece of gristle with a piece of the herb on it, and kind of raises it to her mouth and bites and eats it and chews. And then just looks at Bento and very slowly spits it out into a paper handkerchief without breaking eye contact. And then just says, "That was very nice." And it's clear she's lying.
Oh, I hope you enjoyed it, Nazca. Even it doesn't look like, but I tried it. Actually, the vegetable things are vegetable part of your meal. I found it much better than the proper chicken. But yeah, once again, we don't we agree, but don't the same way. I'm getting used to it.
Nausicaa just kind of nods and goes back to Augusto to finishing off the pan fried rice. And yeah, we can end our scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, players for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching.